Everything you see here is strictly informational. Forex is a high-risk business. Please do not place trades with more money than what you don't have. Please do not trade other people's money. Do not borrow any money than what you cannot trade with. And please take everything that I say as a personal opinion. I am not considered a financial advisor. I'm not considered a broker. I am just one here simply recording my journey along learning the markets.
All right, what's up? So quick update on this EURUSD. I know I threw my plan out there last night, and I changed positions on a dime, and I just wanted to kind of walk you through what happened and how I changed positions. I didn't really change positions. I let the current one play out, and you know, we'll kind of go through. So I document everything on TradingView just so you know that I wasn't full of crap when I was saying that we were probably going to see a false breakout. So here, I'll just go ahead and throw it over here. So this is what I threw on TradingView last night. I said we were probably going to have a false breakout, that we were going to enter an institutional order block, and then probably come down, trigger stop losses, pull back, take out the stop losses, and then move further down. It was a continuation. And then, you know, eventually it did happen. You know, we kept seeing it move up, it moved up, and then it came down. I took profit somewhere around, I want to say 7,350 or something like that. Where did I say it was? 1.17350. And then I looked at it really closely, and I was like, oh, this isn't coming back. And so what I did is I closed all three positions at 7.390, and I did the exact opposite. I turned around and bought, right? So that's what I did at that point. So there's my positions, and then there's me telling that I'm closing it out. And then this line I drew right across here is where I basically took out the profits, and that's where I realized that there was a bullish breaker, a bullish what do you want to call it? Bullish. Geez, I can't think of the word right now. Bullish. Geez. Order block. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. There was a bullish order block there. So, and I even show. I think I show it in here from the I'm being a bear. So that was me going through everything yesterday, still holding my trade. I think that was the same thing as when I just pulled up. So why I'm not for sure what's going on here, why it's not showing. There it is. There's the new idea. EURUSD now bullish until at least 1.1840. So what I saw happen is whenever I got down to this and I closed all my trades, I turned around and bought because I saw that this was the bullish order block. So if we go to the actual chart here, the 4-hour chart, you can't see it on the 4-hour, which is what I found interesting. I think I was in the 1 hour, I believe. So if we, let me double click on this and let's get rid of all the indicators. I believe I was in the 1 hour chart, but even in the 1 hour chart would also leave you to believe that there is some shenanigans happening behind the scenes. 1 hour chart, you do see here is the order block. So here is the order block. I drew it straight out. As you can see, it came down to hit it before. There was no break of the market structure. And I wanted to sell this, and I had no idea why I wanted to sell it. I just knew I had an idea that it was going to go down. Again, I'm still learning. I'm still picking up on things here and there. But then I started learning more and more about order blocks, and that's when I realized there was a bearish order or a bearish order block up in this area. So this was last night. I started selling right here, and this is during London time. I started selling during London time as it's moving upwards, and then I see the bearish order block. Right, so I see the bearish order block. I put it out in time, and that's when I put on TradingView false breakout coming, and then I say it's going to go back up into the bearish order block and come down. And sure enough, that was around this time here, and sure enough, it did come back up into the bearish order block. That was during London time, came back down, and then by the time I was getting ready for work and got to work was about the time it all unfolded, and I was looking at it closely, and that's when I finally realized I was looking at different time frames, and I was like, holy crap, there is you know, because I noticed it bounced off really quickly, and I was like, I was like, maybe it's just a little bit of a pullback, you know, it's going to keep going, and then it'll probably continue on. And then I started looking closer, and that's when I noticed the bullish order block and how it had already, you know, came down in here, built up, you know, bullish positions, came up, and it, you know, came down, and now it did the same, and it bounced right off of it, probably hit the bullish positions again, now it bounced off, and now it's probably actually going to break market structure. And now that it's actually bounced off of here, I'm not for sure. I am actually still holding this position. I thought about maybe you know, closing it and see if we were getting a pullback, but I am still holding this position. And just to show you that I'm holding this position, I took a little screenshot of you know, my position at 1.17364, which is exactly where I have this chart laid out here. So I am still holding this 1.17364. So we are now at, and it's been holding steady in between about, you know, 25, 27 pips, somewhere around there. So if it does start to pull back, the interesting thing is, you know, I already pulled fibs. It's in the perfect spot. I mean, if it reaches the same place, of course, I'm going to pull the trigger. Anywhere in this red zone, I'm going to pull the trigger. But if you look at it a little bit closer in the 15 minutes, this is where they throw you off, because it looks like one big giant, like I said, let's just go back to the 1 hour just for entertainment. You can see these huge long legs, right? So it just looks like it just bounced off and then went back the other way, and it looks like there's nothing happening right in here in this 1 hour. You know, it's just wicks. It looks like big old wicks. But if you get down into it in the 15 minutes, those are not wicks at all. That's another order block. So there is another order block that happened within that time frame. So I am thinking eventually, yes, it will pull back. I don't know if it's going to break market structure or not, but I'm going to place a you know, horizontal line right across there. Don't know exactly where to draw my fibs from, because it really hasn't started retracing yet. I just draw fibs all over the place anyway, so who knows where these fibs are coming from. I can probably delete some off of here, and I'll put them back eventually. But let's just say if we were to draw a fib right now, you know, let's go from lowest point to, looks like this point. That actually looks like it would make sense, because right here, right where it stopped and it's starting to turn around, would actually probably be the bearish order block of this this one going down. Because the funny thing is, actually, I'm a huge believer in fibs now. So if we were to, if we were to take the fib from last night, right, and we're gonna take this and go down to here, right. First of all, these were good entrances, right? And even though they came up into the order block, they were right where those entrances were supposed to be. They actually got a little bit further into, you know, the 78.5 to 79%, which that's perfectly okay. But they got a little bit further into that, and then retraced backwards. But they also gave you a second opportunity to enter. Right, so, and that was probably somewhere around 5-6 this morning. Right around 6:30, over to about 7:30. Looks like if you draw the fib down to here, ended up putting about equal lows, and be right around 4:30, and then it went back up, came back down. And then it went back up again, and then that retracement there came right to the 62% level. So as you can see there, and I'm drawing the fibs without wicks. I'm only using the bodies here. So if we just use the bodies, I should probably use the magnet. Sometimes the magnet screws up. Either way, it hits the 62% perfectly. And then finally starts retracing down. So you had two chances to enter on this one, but then again, I had been holding. I had three entrances. I had one back here from London because I thought it was going to go down. I had another one sometime at this point because I drew the fib and it had hit the 62%, and then I think I threw another one in just for good measure. And then I added one more, a sell limit, you know, once I saw this actually being the bearish order block. So then I had 4 positions going down. I just waited till they all got down to here. And I thought I was going to continue. But that's when, again, I looked left, and then I noticed the bearish order block, or the bullish order block, closed all positions, and then turned around and bought. So now I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen, because again, we still haven't broke market structure. But now what I do believe is going to happen is that let's see our load chart. Let's load my EURUSD chart. This is why I've learned about this thing, is once you load a chart, it'll actually bring up your most recent one that you saved, which actually has my position in it. And take that off. We can probably take off some of these fibs here, that way it's not so cluttered. But if we go to the 4-hour chart, and we try to straighten this out a little bit. Remember when it made that? So this was the bearish order block, or the bearish order block that it came into. It dropped into the bullish order block. The thing is that we've been rising, right, ever since it made that huge drop. Thing is that there is a huge area right here of imbalance. There's a lot of imbalance that's happening above this area, up into, remember that last Sunday whenever it had that huge drop, right, or that one Sunday a couple weeks ago from the 18th and 20th, just kept moving up, and then all of a sudden it just dropped like a bat out of hell, and it dropped for an entire week. And then the following week it went back up, and then we started this week, and now it's going back up. And the COT report, if we want to bring out the which I always like to bring out, the daily weekly smart money, COT report still has this pair short. Well, and I keep thinking it's going to short. Well, I'm not using my brain correctly and thinking they're going to get the most out of their money. And by getting the most out of their money is that they're going to try to take this higher. They're going to take this even higher to get more out of their shorts. So how are they going to take it even higher? They're going to find there's these bearish order blocks here, right? So here's some bearish order blocks on the 4-hour time frame. I have the red marked around as the 4-hour order block. I have the little green as the 15-minute order block. That's the one that's the very top, closest to the turn. And it's also right next to the 70.5. That 70.5 is the Fibonacci that I drew from the top of here to the top of March, from where they started shorting. So for some reason, all these confluences are coming together. That's why I'm holding on to this now that I've realized that we're going bearish, and I'm not trying to short it anymore. I'm gonna hold on to this bearish call. I should have been noticing this a while back, and been noticing that we've been going bearish up into this part. But that's my call. That's what I think is going to happen, is that we're going to be going bearish up until we hit about 1.7 or 1.84, somewhere around there. And then once we hit about that area, somewhere in this box, I think is where we're going to start to see the turnaround. We could get all the way up to about 1.86, which is only 20 pips, right? So there's only a 30 or 40 pip window here, to where we're probably going to see a turnaround. So I'm just going to hold my position that I have. I got a fairly decent stop loss on it right now. I don't think it's going to drop back below there, just because we haven't broken market structure yet. But yeah, just some things I noticed today, and like I said, I use TradingView as my journal. So if you guys ever want to catch out, what I'm thinking during the day, you can always go to my TradingView. I'm not always posting stuff, but generally just like little ideas here and there. Like, I had a little scout buy on GBPUSD. Reason being order blocks again. I could have held that and I should have held it. I knew exactly where it was going to. And I didn't hold it. I just wanted 10 pips. I got 10 pips and I got out. Same thing here. Shorted the GBP. I got 7 pips out of that. So, little things like that. I'm being a bear, and so far most of my stuff I've been fairly good and fairly right on. Here's a summary that I talk about what's going to happen with EURUSD. Now I'm getting a little bit more specific with it now that I understand what's happening and it's unfolding. But yeah, follow me on TradingView. Tedzily is how you find me. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that to anybody's attention who has been following the EURUSD. I think that is what we're going to be seeing. GBPUSD, probably more same thing, more the same, more bullish stuff. I'm just trying to figure out where it is going to, because like I said, it also hit a bearish order block, it looked like earlier today, and did the same thing, moving up. Now I'm just trying to figure out where it's going to, or its retracement, and where it's going to retrace to, that way I can buy it. But the thing about GBPUSD is it did have that huge kind of fall off, but it didn't have that that same kind of schematic that EURUSD did. So I have a feeling, I guess it could get, it looks like here it already came up to and hit the order block, right? And then it already dropped. So it looks like, with GBPUSD, that's already been happening. We're not looking for it to go back up much farther, I don't think. I think this is the order block here that we're going to be looking for. I'm looking at a 15-minute chart, which is, about as precise as you can get. 5 minutes, you really can't tell if it's going to be that precise around 5 minutes, but you can see you have this huge bullish candle, here on the GBPUSD, on the 15-minute. What I'm thinking though, is because they're still net long in the commercial traders report, so they're still net long, right? So unless they started switching it to shorts this week, which I'll find out next week, I think what we're probably going to see some more long positions. I do think that we need to watch out for this candle here, right? So I'm going to draw a little something around it. And I'll pull this away. I think we need to watch out for that green candle right there. I think that candle is the order block candle, right? Because it was starting to come down, and all of a sudden, boom, it comes back up, and then it shifts back down. So I don't think this is the order block candle up here. I believe it's this one right here. So I think once it trades up into this area, we could see a nice sell-off. And if we were to draw a Fibonacci, that would probably be a little bit lower than the 79. Actually be a lot lower than 79, so it could violate it a little bit, but that's perfectly fine. But I do think that's where we're going to see a new sell-off in the GBPUSD. Look for it around 1.29540. That's where I think we're going to see the sell-off, or at least the entry maybe a little bit before that, probably somewhere around 1.29500. Just because institutions like big round numbers, that's where I think they're gonna take this. Another one, gold. One thing I actually have been watching gold and checking it out today. Again, order block, something I've been heavily paying attention to now, just because that's where the institutions hide their money. They hide their money in those positions. Well, when it retraces back, they can add more to those orders, and then continue on until it just they stop making money. So considering we've been consolidation phases, things like that, and I think we're going to see bullish movement out of the EURUSD, bullish movement out of GBPUSD, and we're probably going to see bullish movement out of gold as well. So where's it going to retrace back to? I am looking at this guy here, or maybe any of this could actually be it. All of this, right? So any of that could actually be some type of bearish order block, anywhere between 1883 and 1889. If we see it retrace back anywhere in that level, I think it probably will take off, or not take off, but we will see a buy out of that. Only because if we look at some back testing, right? If we do a horizontal ray here, it looks like, well, probably maybe even this one, it looks like this could probably be your bearish or your bullish order block here. It looks like it comes down here, barely touches the order block, takes off, and then if we look around the same area and we do the same, here's the last down candle, whenever it touches that bearish order block, and then we finally get a buy out of it. And then once we get the buy out of it, comes down, retraces, it touches the bearish order, or the bullish order block. We do get a buy out of it, but it comes back again, and it goes just a little bit deeper into it. So that's the thing, whenever you're dealing with order blocks, be careful with them. Don't be too hasty about setting your or moving your stop loss above, whenever you enter. Wait till you get a break in market structure before you actually move that stop loss. At least that's what I've been doing. It's been helping me out quite a bit. And I just keep paying attention and looking for these moves. So that's what I'm going to be looking for in gold. Who knows? We may get a break in market structure. If we do get a break in market structure, I'll pull a fib, and we'll see what kind of buying momentum we may have. Who knows? I could be looking at a sell. I need to look up here, to be honest, because we do actually have this up here. Right, so I'm not seeing anything in particular. This right here could be a little, well, it looks like maybe that's why it actually went back down, because as you can see, we have the buy starting to go up here. So since it's forcing the buy to the sell, right, this is probably where they last had a buy or a sell order, and maybe they're trying to stay underneath this, because it looks like I came back up to it. So that's, I think that's why we're seeing a lot of consolidation right now. We're in between a lot of order blocks, until we can break out of one of these. And when you usually do break out of an order block, what will happen is that it'll reach, like, let's say we did, let's just say that we went through this, right? Let's just say let's do a path, wherever those things are. I can never find anything, right? So let's just say this is an order block. Let's just say for I am right, this is an order block, and it does instead of stopping through here and going the other way, right, instead it travels through it. What you would expect is if it actually to come up to here, come about halfway to it, and then go back the other way. Because again, this is where they're hiding their orders, right, or in these blocks. We're not for sure direction that they're going in. You know, they could be selling that order, or they could be buying that order. We don't know until generally the market gives us an idea. But the good thing about these is that they're usually very, very small in size, so you can put a stop loss just on the opposite side of it. If you reach your stop loss, no big deal. You know what happened to the order block, and you know what to do from there, and then you can catch the winning trade on the other side. So anyways, that's it for me. I am gonna go ahead and hop off of here for a little bit, check out the market, see what's going on. I just got done with you know, the New York close. You know, it is about 6 p.m. Central Time here in the United States. So I'll be looking out for the Asian range. Still holding this position on the EURUSD. It's still at 27 pips. It hasn't really moved. So we'll see what happens with EURUSD. If you do like what I do and want to let me know, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. That way I can reach more people. You know, hopefully they'll promote my video more. The best thing you can do is actually just like it. Just like the video. You know, let YouTube know that I'm giving you some decent information. I'm giving you decent information on how to be a better trader in paper trading. I am not advising anybody to go out and trade with their own real money. I am not a financial advisor whatsoever. I am simply one that just observes the market, and I put my own thoughts and opinions on the market as they you know, arise, basically. So again, not trying to tell anybody what to do. I'm just trying to give you guys information that I have found that may make it more useful. As if, you know, if you wanted to learn how to trade, the best thing to do is learn how to paper trade to start trading. So that's all I got for you guys right now. Thanks again for watching, and maybe I'll make another video tonight, and we'll give an update on what's going on before the weekend ends. All right. Lastly, as you can tell, news, whenever news breaks, nothing trades exactly when the news breaks, right? So we got that news that I'm actually gonna go back to this just because this is kind of important. I should have mentioned this early on. If you go to, you know, Forex Factory, and we were checking out news, right? There was bad news that came in with, you know, the US dollar, and that was the unemployment claims, right? So we had 20,000 more unemployment claims than projected, and that came at 7:30, right? But if we look at the EURUSD, right, and we go down to, let's just go down to the 5-minute chart, and we look at 7:30, it actually, the Euro USD was selling, which means they were buying the dollar, right? So news does not necessarily mean it's going to automatically turn around and go your way. It has to finish the setup first, right? And even then, I'm not so sure the news is a catalyst in this happening right here. Maybe in stocks, yeah, I'm not 100% sure. I mean, we can check out, the SPX, but even then, I think the SPX did okay today, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, now look at that. We're on a 15-minute chart. And what time did it open? It opened at 8:30 this morning for me. So open there. Yeah, SPX just went up all day. So don't get discouraged by news, unless it's a huge earth-shattering event. You can follow me on Twitter. Here's my Twitter. Let me see here. Go home. I am on Bodies and Wicks. So Bodies and Wicks is me. There's my profile. I'm at Bodies Wicks, not with an X. I don't know why I didn't take the X. It just made my thing Bodies Wicks. But you can follow me on Twitter. All my my ideas from TradingView come out on here. I also tweet out some other things. Tweet out my videos for you guys to watch, things like that. So. Again, I know I just went on another rant again, but that's what I do. I just go on rants. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks again for watching, and I'll be making another video soon. And always remember to keep your pants on. Just keep them on.